Good morning, coffee lovers. My name is Russell Volz from Lake City Coffee, and today we're here to talk about the percolator. Now, this is an extension of our series that we're doing on Made in the USA coffee equipment. Granted, it's really hard to find because darn near everything is made in China these days, particularly things of low tech. Things that are very simple are all being made, not all, but a vast majority made in in China. And this is particularly true of the coffee industry. So I have been on a mission from God to go ahead and find everything made in the USA for coffee. This particular item, I just happened to be walking through a hunting store, gun store, and saw for like $12. I thought, what the heck, I'll buy it. And normally I would take my AeroPress and my portable grinder and I'd do my AeroPress thing, but I had a bunch of guys with me, so I thought, geez, a full pot of coffee would be kind of nice. Now, the percolator has a notorious reputation for making nasty coffee. I mean, this was invented in the 1820s, so we're talking 200 years of people using this technology. And about the 1970s or so is when drip machines started becoming popular. These are being phased out, so it's kind of rare to see these. You can have stovetop like this one, or you can have an electric. Again, so far I've probably spent 2, 3, 4 hours on the internet looking for made in the USA percolators. So far, haven't found it. Eventually I will. If you know of one, email me, let me know. But this, like most, stuff out of China, is pretty cheaply made, not, made to last a long time, etc. It does not have the quality that you would normally find in a product made by free Americans in the USA, as opposed to slave labor in communist China. Nonetheless, this is what we're going to go through today. And I'm going to just show you. It's really simple, but there's one little trick. And there's one trick to make this coffee pretty darn good. I was kind of surprised because when I went, hunting and camping, and we made it, I was expecting nasty, and it turned out to be pretty darn good. Here's the trick: the key to most coffee brewing is to let the coffee to steep in the hot water 2 minutes. Most people, I remember my mother and my grandmother using percolators, and they would let that thing perk for like 10, 15 minutes. No wonder it was bitter and nasty, right? 2 minutes is all you really need. So let's go ahead, and you'll notice this is your typical inside part where we're going to put our grounds. Right now, let's put in about 4 cups of water. And I'll tell you what I really like about this. Now this one I think is a 12 cupper. What I like is its simplicity. It's easy. Geez, for $12 I can stick it on a campfire. I can stick it in the coals, in the fire. I really don't care about the quality, or what happens to it. If I end up burning it up, so what? It was $12, right? Nonetheless, that's it. You're just pouring the coffee in. Now, since I'm only making 4 cups, I put in about 2/3 of a cup of ground coffee. Absolute all-time favorite. Coffee grinder is made in the USA. This is by Red Rooster Trading Company. Phenomenal. I use this every single day. So let's go put this on the stove, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, folks, you can tell that we are pretty much good to go at this point. Now that you can see the percolator on the top, that little glass bulb, that is beeping at us, or excuse me, it's percolating. So we're pretty much done. We went 2 minutes, and the key, like I said, is because the water is boiling at the bottom, there's that metal funnel coming up at the top, splashing over onto the little basket with your grounds in it. So you only want that to go on for about 2 minutes. Most people, like I said, way overdo it. So I wouldn't go that route. You can go ahead and then pour your coffee. Keep in mind it's going to be pretty darn hot. Now, if you want to keep coffee hot for, I don't know, half an hour, whatever, don't leave it on the stove. If you use an electric and it has a heating unit underneath to keep the pot warm, don't go that route. Because when you're trying to keep that coffee warm over a period of time, it's getting more and more bitter. So my recommendation is pretty much use a mug that's double-walled, or in this case triple-walled. This is the burnout mug, which is my favorite, made in the USA. Works excellent. So pull it off, get it out of the pot, put it into something that's going to keep it warm, or just simply leave it on the stove and drink it over the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, or whatever. Now, right now, that's steaming hot. So it's pretty hot for me. So as you know, water boils at 212. This, of course, right now is probably pretty darn close to 212. Coffee's best drank at about 140 degrees. That might be a little bit cool for some of you. Those people like really hot coffee, you're talking only about 160. You get anywhere close to 200, that's going to be way too hot for you to enjoy. And to me, granted, these are my beans, really good beans, really well roasted. Today's Sunday, today's Monday. I roasted this last Tuesday, so it's relatively fresh. And given all those positive things, using what's supposed to be a pretty nasty way of making coffee, this is pretty good. Not as good as my AeroPress, not as good as a French press, not as good as cold brew. By good, to me, good means not bitter, not burnt, and that you can taste the flavor of the bean itself rather than the roaster. And if you can taste, in this case, no bitterness, chocolate, smooth as can be, a little bit of citrus in there, that's a good cup of coffee. It's a really good cup of coffee. So the Percolator works great. I recommend it. I recommend this over a drip. I'll recommend this over an espresso. Keep in mind, these are just my opinions, right? So if you're an espresso nut, man, go for it. I always say, drink what you like. And if you like it, great. So in this case, for $12.50, you can't beat a Percolator. Finding one made in the USA, good luck. I was just on Etsy and Amazon. They have some antique ones there, reasonably priced too, like $30, $40, $50 for something that was made in the 40s or 50s or 60s, and it wasn't in China or back in the 70s when we were making everything out of Japan. So they were still made in the USA. So you can find them. As soon as I find one that's made recently, that you can get your hands onto, made in the USA, I'll put it in the websites, so it'll be nice, big and bold, and you'll be able to link to it and be able to buy. Anyway, enjoy your coffee, and it's great talking to you today. Have a good one.